I want to thank you all for coming out today. When Ron and I moved down here 3 years ago, we had no idea what effect our moving here would have on us and the friendships that we would develop down here. It's overwhelming. God.
You can do it.
You can do it.
I know.
Breathe. Just breathe.
I know. Breathe, breathe. So appreciative of all the love and support that you guys have given to us. On the day that Ron passed, when I went home, I wrote this thing on Facebook. I know some of you probably have seen it, but if you can indulge me a little bit, I'd like to read what I wrote. It was a cold Friday night in February, nearly 18 years ago, on two-stepping night at Woody's Bar in Philadelphia, when the man who would change my life forever asked me to dance. Over the years, Ron taught me many important things about life. He taught me how to dress, even though I could never keep up with his sense of style. I'm sure most of you know that. He taught me how to decorate a little bit. Even though I was colorblind, I still am. Tried to teach me how to cook. I was never really good at cooking, even though we have a very detailed cooking situation at home. We have everything that you could possibly want at home. But the most important thing he taught me was how to love and how to be loved. Because at 46 years old, I never thought I would meet someone that was ever going to be able to experience that with. But with Ron, I could. We shared so many wonderful things together. We loved going to concerts. We loved dining out. We loved going to the theater. And when we lived in Philadelphia, we would always go to New York several times a year to see a Broadway show. And one of our favorites was Wicked, and our song was For Good. We also shared a love of figure skating, which is kind of unusual, but I always loved figure skating before we met. But Ron, as you have seen up here on the pictures, Ron was in ice capades for 5 or 6 years. I forget exactly how many, but and he would try to, as we were watching figure skating on TV, he would try to educate me into the different types of jumps, helping me to learn what they were. And I was getting pretty good, but the one I couldn't get, it was called the Salchow. We had many goals in life, including visiting Paris and moving here to Fort Lauderdale. Our Paris trip was beautiful, something we talked about all the time. And I'm so thankful that I was able to retire early so that we could move here to Florida. We started a whole new life in Florida and were able to create a whole great group of friends, all of you, as we chased the talented duo of Tony and Gloria from venue to venue. And when Ron and I love walking into places, and Gloria would stop midstream and say, R&R in the house. We loved that. And even though we loved our social life, and going out and being with our friends, we both were just as content to stay at home and spend the night sitting on the couch, holding hands. I know that sounds corny, but holding hands and watching television. This past year was difficult for Ron, as his health started to deteriorate pretty quickly. Despite all the pain he was in, he continued to fight and endured a lot of tests and treatments, trying to extend his time here on earth. And in my heart, I know he put himself through much of that for me. Last month, God relieved Ron of all that pain and suffering, and he was called to heaven. Selfishly, it happened much too soon. We had so many things we wanted to experience together, and more simply, just be together. However, I know that it was time for Ron to go. And I also know that someday we will be together and continue our journey. I love you, Ron. And every day I am so thankful that when you asked me to dance, that cold night back in 2002, I said, sure. Thank you so much.